Jamil. Dr. Jamil, do you see a second wave or a very different kind of wave, if at all there is one, much more localized in certain states and in very, very hyper-localized areas even within those states? Are we seeing a hyper-localized, weaker second wave?
Well, there are certainly increase in cases in many parts of the country, especially 6 or 7 states, over the last maybe 4 weeks. The number of cases there have increased by anywhere from about 150 to 500%. To say that it is weaker, I don't think there is enough evidence. Certainly the case fatality rate has not increased. The case fatality rate, if at all, has gone down a little bit. There is also no evidence to suggest that it's a new strain of the virus, because the genome sequencing data that is coming out has not really been linked epidemiologically either to the spurt in infections or the fatality. So as far as we know at this time, it's the same virus.
Right.
But we need to be cautious. We need to be careful. And all these half measures of having night curfew and all really make no sense.
So you don't. So are you saying we go back to re-lockdown? Are you saying, doctor, we should go back to re-lockdown?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that everyone is making an emotional response. People are not thinking through this. There are only 2 tools available to us to protect ourselves. One is COVID-appropriate behavior, and the second is vaccine. We are worrying ourselves to death over these blood clots, this and that. But at the same time, we are not wearing masks. So this is not logical at all.
Very, very interesting.
Let's think through it.
Very interesting the way you're putting it. COVID appropriate behavior is much more important than having night curfews or temporary lockdowns in a few places. Dr. Arvind Kumar, just a couple of minutes. The next question is to you, which is interestingly being asked by a number of people. Should the general population also now be allowed to take the vaccine? Is our vaccine drive too restrictive at the moment? Why can't I, as a 55-year-old with no comorbidities, also take the vaccine? Has the time come to push faster?
I totally agree with this observation, Rajdeep. I have myself been saying that now time has come where more and more centers should be allowed to dispense this vaccine, and this restriction to over 60 or 45 to 60 with comorbidities should actually be removed, and a free availability of vaccine and all efforts by all agencies to inoculate as many people as fast as possible will probably be our best response to this second rising wave of corona.
Very interesting question, Dr. Thakkar, has come from Mr. Ganapati in Chennai. He says a hospital that gave AstraZeneca or the Covishield vaccine as a first dose is now offering only Bharat Bio, that is Covaxin. What should a patient do? Interesting question. Can I take Covishield first dose and Covaxin second? Surely not.
So this is a theory which a lot of scientists have been trying to propound, where you combine 2 vaccines to get better efficacy, but we don't have scientific data. I want to question that hospital why they are not giving the second dose of Covishield. I hope they are not fallen prey to this propaganda coming from the West, because one swallow does not make a summer, and the hospital should not be more Catholic than the Pope and give up the Covishield vaccine. I think the evidence currently today is both vaccines from the same family should be used. There are experiments going on about mixing one with the other, but we don't have data. And when we are looking through a microscope at side effects, I don't want to try anything unwarranted.
Okay, I think all of you typically, like quality doctors, have given so many clear messages that I think our viewers will be enriched by listening to you all. You've made it clear blood clotting is not an issue. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, get yourself vaccinated. But even after vaccination, follow COVID appropriate protocol. Keep the mask, the social distancing on. The battle is still on. We don't know whether it's a second wave as yet or not. But vaccination is an important step forward, and we still don't know how long the immunity will last. but it is certainly better than not getting vaccinated.